Devils, J-Dog back to answer some more goddamn questions. Questions we're going over today are on the video. Only poser fake Christians believe in ghosts. Flat Earth, round Earth, question mark. You know, it's funny when I posted this fucking thing. I don't know if it's goddamn how that works. What is it, conspiracy or whatever? But why is there like the diagram, the flat Earth model on my video? Like they posted up there just because the word flat Earth's in the title. It's kind of fucking funny how they just insert shit in there, right? So I don't know. That wasn't so. In case you guys saw that, it wasn't me. I don't even know what the fuck that is, or how that's on there, or why that's on there. Or well, I mean, I know why. It's because the word flat Earth's in there. But I guess that's that much of a cult that they just fucking spy bot videos, whatever word you want to use. So whatever though, I guess. First question I saw on this video is distributor of cult points. Hey J Dog, have you, Eric and Chase, ever thought about opening your own recording studio? No, we have not. I know that's a pricey investment, but how cool would it be to open Hellbasher Studio directly across the street from a Christian church? Laugh out loud. We actually almost did buy a church, though. Do you guys know that fucking story? We'll go back to that in a second. I'd have to come see it for myself if you made that a reality. Who would you hire as its lead engineer? Extra cool points, Cavalt points, if you're the to encircle the building and barbed wire fencing. So, yeah, no, I would personally have zero interest in owning a recording studio because I don't really know anything about recordings, sound engineering, and that was just never my interest. I was always, the music fan guy. Like I like music. As far as how the job gets done and recorded, just not my thing. You know what I mean? I know fuck all about it. So really, what contribution could I possibly give to it, right? So no, I would have an interest in it getting brought up. And plus, I mean, now in 2022, in the last even fucking probably 10 years now, it's so easy to record anything. I mean, people could do it in their own house and shit. I know people that literally do it themselves. Like fucking Craig can record his own shit. He has his own recording equipment. Kevin from Graveworm, he does his own fucking shit. I mean, it all sounds good. So I mean, it's like you don't even really kind of need it in a sense. I mean, yeah, I get it if the bands want to go to like a super professional studio that's like deicide doing a new album, he's probably not going to record in his living room, but still, even that, it's just kind of like, okay, in that case, just whoever the label pays for, and they just go on their own time and just whatever's in the deal, they just cut them a check. So, and at the end of the day, too, because I would have no say on it of the recording because we don't tell the bands how to record or what to record. It's here's what it is. We like it, we put it out. If we don't, we don't. You know what I mean? They're free to do whatever the fuck they want. So it'd be their say anyways. So, yeah, so I would have no interest in that. And that's never got brought up. But what did almost happen is, yeah, we almost bought a fucking church that was for sale in Cleveland. So what the idea was at the time is we would buy. It was a huge ass fucking church too. We would do shows out of it, and we'd also have the entire Hell's Headbangers warehouse there. That's where the warehouse. That's right before. Yeah, I think we were looking at that before we were even in the warehouse that we're in now. I really think maybe we were in this warehouse. Might have been the bedroom days when not the bedroom days of my parents, but when me, Eric, and Chase owned a house together, we were looking for a place. Might have been that's why I can't remember. Would make sense though that it was right before we were even in this warehouse. But anyways, the fucking church was fucking enormous, and so the idea was if we were to do it, to capitalize full throttle on it, would be we'd store the entire warehouse in there because it was like 2 floors too. Like the basement was like, you know, you know how some churches, I don't know if you guys been to them or not. Like I remember growing up when I had to go to church and fucking like shit like that, being forced to go to that gayness. They'd have kind of like, I don't know if you want to call it lunches or fucking whatever. Well, because there was a school there too, at least the church that we went to. And anyways, it was all open. It was this big ass fucking open basement. That's where we would store all the merch and shit like that. And it wasn't like a basement where you had to go down a huge flight of steps too. It was like only like a few stairs, like maybe 5 or 6 little steps to where it went down. So it was nice and convenient too, as far as loading boxes and stuff. So we'd store it down there, and the actual church part, yeah, we'd have fucking shows. Probably tear out some of the pews and the seats, whatever the hell you want to call them, and the altar area would be kind of like the stage. Anyways, it kind of fell through for I forget all the reasons why. We were shopping everything around. We'd want a liquor license, for example, because if you're doing shows and shit, people want to drink. You know what I mean? So you almost kind of have to if you're going to be doing a show venue, you kind of have to have a liquor license. Otherwise, what the fuck? There's going to be a lot of people not wanting to go to the shows, right? If there's no alcohol being served. So that was, being problematic, like because for whatever reason where it was located, It was on, was it on Detroit? No, it wasn't on Detroit, but it was down in Cleveland / Lakewoodish area. And the street or whatever has, the way it works in the city is, again, this is going back well over 10 years, so memory's a little fuzzy. Um, the way they give out liquor licenses was, is like limited. Like, let's say it was 10 per street and they're all capped out. So basically, for you to get one, is one of the existing businesses on that street would have to buy one out. So that was a problem that we're looking to do, or a potential problem. And then I think the straw that broke the camel's back in the fucking deal was there were some fucking tampon boys that didn't like the idea of us buying the church. They heard of Hell's Headbangers, how that word even got around. And I don't want to say they protested against us or pick it. I mean, but nonetheless, it was to the point where either couldn't get the deal or whatever, but it was tampon boys getting in the way. I mean, and I wasn't pissed. I mean, looking back at it, I mean, would it have been cool and would I have been wish that we did it? Kind of, but at the same time, kind of not, because it'd be a big undertaking. And shit, imagine the year 2020 for shows. That would have been out. How much of a fucking kick in the nads would that have been? You know, because remember, this is like, I mean, fuck, the church was huge. I mean, it was like, you know, if we bought the building and shit, you're making payments on it. I mean, it was like, I can't forget the price of it. I think it was like $500,000. It was definitely a reasonable buy to where it wasn't outlandish. Like a $5 million building was like, well, fuck, there's no way we can afford this. Like with a loan or something like that. It was something in the price range that we could make doable, but it was still a fucking a lot of money. I think it was $500,000 or 600,000. So, but a steal of a buy for the building. You're like, fuck. So there'd be that, you know, undertaking as far as the money. And then another little things, because I'm at the warehouse every day, which I wasn't ecstatic about. Fucking to be like 45-minute drive for me every day, one way there back. It's like, I don't want to go back to that lifestyle. That part of being the self-employed is like, because I'm from my pulling out of my driveway into pulling in the parking lot here, it takes me exactly 7 minutes to get to the warehouse. So it's nice and convenient. Since I'm here all the fucking time, I like convenient. You know, being self-employed, that's part of the deal. You take the good with the bad, and it's definitely got some of the bad. It's downfalls too. But one of the goods is convenience. It's like, fuck, now I'm back to the goddamn 45-minute drive and fucking rush hour half the times. You know what I mean? Fuck all that. I don't want to deal with that. So now, granted, the deal was worth it. I mean, I would take one for the team, but it's like, fuck, this isn't. I was kind of like almost a little relieved didn't have to do that because I was definitely dreading that part. So, well, yeah, almost did buy a goddamn church. Some people know that story. It's not like that's a secret or anything out there. We talked about it. There's a lot of people that knew we were going to do it and were getting opinions and shit like that. So it is. I don't even know if I've ever brought that up on Hellcast or anything. Though. That's not bringing it up. So, hey, shit, I'm going to give a fuck. There's a story for you, but no goddamn recording studios. That's never came up. Death Metal Dero. He gives a fucking little bit of a laundry list talking about some punk and grindcore. Question: you've said in previous videos that you don't like doom metal, but are there any one-off exception doom bands or even songs that you enjoy? Have a good one. Yeah, of course. I mean, I like the first Candlemass record. Definitely do like that. A lot of people consider Black Sabbath doom metal, so I like Black Sabbath. I just always kind of consider them heavy metal, but I could see, you know, putting on Master Reality and Paranoid and shit, I could see why someone would put that in the doom metal category, especially some of their songs. So if you consider Black Sabbath doom metal, then them. I like the first album by Hour 13, specifically the first album. None of it sucked, but I definitely really enjoy the first album. I put that in the doom metal category, right? Who else? There's definitely others that I do like some stuff. But generally speaking, when it's like the death doom metal, when it's like we're death metal, but it's really just fucking kind of like it's like this is slow and fucking boring. For whatever reason, well, I know the reason because I'm bored, but I'm just saying like that's most of death metal, most doom in general. I have to find it boring. Even it's kind of more like the traditional style doom metal. But the death doom stuff is that for whatever I don't even think to say. I don't think I like anybody in that category. There might be somebody I'm not thinking of. But for the most part, yeah, because I just found that shit, it just bores the fuck out of me. So in that case, I might not like anybody. But as far as doom metal as a whole, I mean, minimally the ones I mentioned, I like that. But not a lot, that's for damn sure. I'm sure I am forgetting one or two, possibly even three or four. But as a whole, yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. I just find it extremely fucking boring. So. Metal Musician 696. Jesus Christ, when you said poser and started coughing, I couldn't stop laughing. Funny stuff. That's what I'm here for, brah. Glad to be a source of entertainment. From Goatman, goddammit, gotta answer the Goatman. You know what I mean? He'd probably comment on if not every video, probably more than anyone else. Him, maybe like Ricky Jones. Who else? Those are probably the top two that comment on probably the most, right? So, gotta answer him. She's got a question mark in there. Since we're talking specific influences, what would you consider the origin for stuff like Niagara Bliss, Tetragrammaton, Intelligentarian, and Conflict? Should they be considered war metal? So the originators, kind of like the influences of them. Fuck, that's a pretty good question. I mean, the first bands popping in my mind would be Blasphemy, right? Bands like Blasphemy, Revenge, Conquer, I guess. That'd be kind of like the predecessors to them. Kind of like, for example, like predecessors, if you're talking about Deicide or Cannibal Corpse, I would say fucking Death, Slaughter, Massacre, Possessed. I would say those are the predecessors. Yeah, I never really thought about it. Definitely a pretty good question, but yeah, very first bands pop in my mind, I would say is like something like Blasphemy. Agree, disagree? I'm not saying they sound like Blasphemy. I don't think they do, those bands, but I mean, that's, yeah, who else? I can't even think. Who else would it stem from as far as like, yeah, that's first thing that popped in my mind. That's who I'd go with. But other Devils, what do you think? Am I right or wrong, or agree, disagree? Ricky Jones, J-Dog, do you buy extra blank jewel cases to replace the damaged ones? I stock up on those suckers. I used to before Hell's. Now we order them by the thousand because when we do trades overseas, we ship our discs with no cases, and they ship theirs with no cases. The reason for that, for example, say you do a 100 CD trade. Say we trade 100 CDs with Kilogan Records in Brazil, right? Well, fuck, you just send 100 CDs cased. That's probably going to be like $85, $95 to send the box. But with no cases, you can send that for like 18, $20. So it's much, much cheaper, right? So then you get theirs. So he'll case up our stuff for his distro, and then we'll case up his stuff. So we always have blank cases on hand. So I'll be honest, when I get a broken case, I do replace my personal one. I just grab one from here. Perks of being in the business, right? One of the perks, along with the 7-minute drive. So that's what I do. But no, back in the just collecting days before Hell's Headbangers existed, yeah, I did. I'd buy, where the fuck did I get them from, though? Can't remember. But yeah, I would buy like 20 or so on hand. I'd probably buy like 20 jewel boxes and like maybe 15 clear trays and like 5 black trays. Yeah, one broke, because I hate that shit when they're broken and all busted up and stuff. Noise the fucking piss out of me. Makes my dick itch. Yeah, I'd replace them. Fraser Dawson, goddammit. Yeah, Fraser's commented a little bit. He's commented on several stuff, but it seems like a little while since I've read something off from him. Got a question. What do you think about the new Savage Master? My local record store got it. Sound Exchange. Really good album. They ordered from y'all, Kurt. Yeah, Kurt does order from us all the time. Sound Exchange. I'm the one that brings up his wholesales through email. And I did a video on the new Savage Master, so I'm sure you saw that by now, Fraser. I think it's fucking fantastic. I like everything by Savage Master. But I think the new album and the one prior to it are definitely. So the last 2 albums are my favorites. Very, very good. Moonfall. Hey, J-Dog, are you going to check out the new Razor album? I was curious to hear it until I saw one of the members wearing a cowboy hat. Someone actually did that in the promo shot photo. So now I assume it will suck. To be honest, I didn't even realize Razor's still around, and I can't say I've ever heard anything on Razor that I thought was deplorable and dog shit, but I mean, they're one of those bands where I forget who asked about bands you just kind of stop paying attention to. They were another one. So how I put out like Venom in there. Hell, even Black Sabbath, because like a lot of Tony Martin albums, I've heard them now because it was either Dan or Don played was the Seventh Cross or whatever, Under the Sign of the Cross. That would be pretty good. But I mean, those stuff I never really paid attention to, just like the Demolition Man albums of Venom. I never thought they sucked or whatever, just never checked them out for whatever reason, just kind of bypassed them. Just maybe assumed it would suck or just no other reason, just wasn't interested, just not interested, but not interested enough, I guess, to check it out. Razor fell in that category, but I've gone back and listened to later ones when they came to the shop, like Shotgun Justice and stuff. I know that's like 90s, but I'm talking about after the 80s albums, because I only know, to be honest, I don't own any albums by Razor that don't have Sheepdog singing. Yeah, all the ones I have are Sheepdog. The non-Sheepdog albums, I was kind of like, oh, no Sheepdog, what's the point? But when I listened to them, I was, oh, this is actually pretty good. I think it was Shotgun Justice. I think it was that one. And I put it on. I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. Yeah, so it doesn't suck at all. But I mean, yeah, when I hear, like I said, even though Razor's around, but I hear a new Razor 2022. I guess it's possible it's good, but something about it just sounds like, how is this possibly going to be good? But possible. Like I said, I haven't heard anything that sucked by them so far. So, what is the last Razor like? What year was the last Razor? What is he gonna call? I don't even fucking know, to be honest with you. Because yeah, so if I put Shotgun Justice, I know there's gonna be some probably diehard come up. What the fuck? That's like that. Because wasn't that like 92 or something? Like 90s? Like that's not even, that's old. So technically, I get it, but I mean, it was one after the ones I knew. Because like I said, once I saw No Sheepdog, I didn't even bother checking out. I was like, fuck, this sucks. You know what I mean? Why would they continue without Sheepdog? Got to have the sheep. Layla Lover 90. Justin, what the fuck, bro? You kept talking about Pantera in your videos and adding their name to your videos, and now look what you did. They're reuniting. I blame this solely on you, bro. Yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of Mo's canoes walking around. Now, what's heavier the Pantera? A whole new fucking generation in 2022, because you know damn well they're gonna get new fans over that too. And but yeah, that is kind of funny. You know what I mean? I started a channel talking about them, and yeah, they're reuniting. When is that exactly? Is it a U.S. tour, European tour? Are they doing both? Not that I'll be there or give a fuck unless somebody's taking me up on my uh, everything paid, driving me there, and $500 deal. Then I'll go. But no way in fucking interested in going on my own time, own dime. And let's see if there's Matt Cavazos. Hey J Dog, what's your opinion on Brazilian black metal? Sarcophagus, Sex Trash, and Mystifier, etc., etc. Also, you're correct. Sinister's first two albums are absolutely essential death metal albums. Damn right about that, brah. I mean, Sarcophagus, Iron Ride, that's a fucking 10. Absolute masterpiece of a record. Sex Trash, I thought was okay. Mystifier is a band I like, the Wicca and Goetia, but I don't like. It's not something I would regularly jam out, but I like it for its just for what it is, like how it's just different and it's fucking dark and evil and didn't sound like everybody else. But I can't say that it's going to be something I'm going to be in the mood to rock out to all the time. But if somebody said that's my favorite band of all time, I would understand why. I would definitely get it. And then who are other black metal bands from fucking Brazil? Later one that I liked, at least their first album, if I remember correctly, their second album was Stinky. It's been a while since I listened to it. It was Murder and Rape. And what's the album called? An Evil Shall Burn. I have the CD, Slipcase CD. I gotta go back and listen to that. I remember, and I know for a fact I've heard it many times, but it's been well over 5 years since I've heard it last. I'll put the Murder Rape in there, at least one of the albums for sure. Because I think they have two albums, I think, and I think one, which I think is the first album, is the one I really, really liked. And then there was one I'm like, this fucking sucks. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong on that, but I only own the one album. An Evil Shall Forever Burn or something like it's called. Definitely gonna go revisit that. And then another black metal from Brazil. I know there's a lot of like just raw bullshit black metal that that like is really obscure that I know I didn't care about. And I'm trying to think of other black metal from Brazil. It's coming to my mind. I mean, everything else coming to mind as far as like death metal or early Sepultura. That's obviously, like I said, death metal. Christian Rebellion, Abhorrence. Love that shit, as you guys know. Make this the last one. It's from Ryan is Itzerda too. J Dog, what are your favorite Carcass clone / heavily Carcass influence bands? Didn't I kind of already answer this? General Surgery, Exhumed, Ghoul immediately come to my mind as some good ones. Cheers. So I love all three of those bands. I like especially General Surgery and Necrology. That's by far my favorite thing. I liked all the stuff, the Reunite stuff. They did the split with County Medical Examiners, and I liked them as well. So I have a split 12-inch. That was good because that was like a comeback stuff with General Surgery. The Left Hand Pathology, that's good. I mean, so it's all was it the 7-inch Flying Limbs of whatever. It's all good, but nothing's as good as Necrology. So as far as the best carcass worshiping record ever come out, I probably would say Necrology, to be honest with you. But my favorite band as a whole, as you guys all should know, is definitely Hemorrhage. Um, would definitely be Hemorrhage. But like I said, County Medical Examiner is great. I'm really loving Pharmacist. Everything they've been doing, they've been cranking out the releases like EPs and shit. Everything I've heard so far has been top fucking notch, and I've heard 85% of it. A couple things just on cassette only that I haven't, because I don't have a cassette player. Haven't heard yet because all I got was on cassette. But everything that I have heard, all the split CDs and the full length medical renditions. Haven't heard the second full length yet because all we have is just a goddamn cassette. So I haven't played it. So I'm kind of waiting for a nice LP or CD and then put that on. But I'm sure it's fucking all killer, no filler. So I'm really, really enjoying them. Pharmacist is a later band, but Impaled, Exhumed, you mentioned it, like, yeah, they are in that category of. I don't think those bands sound like Carcass. I see the influence, but I don't think they sound like Carcass. But I never thought they did. But I get why they're thrown in that. But I mean, love them. You know what I mean? Definitely looking for the new. Actually, today I pre-ordered the fucking Exhumed color, one of the colored vinyls, and the CD from Relapse Records. So that comes out. What did it say? October 21st or something shit like that. Fucking goddamn picture. This is already sold on the site, so I'm gonna fucking email Matt Harvey and see if he's getting, I don't know, he's getting 5 or 10 of them in for band royalties. If I can buy one off him, otherwise I'm gonna have to fucking pay an arm and a leg, probably $100 plus on eBay when it first comes out, which I feel kind of shouldn't have to. But I mean, if that's the if that's the route I'm gonna have to take, then that's the route I'm gonna have to take. So definitely looking forward to the new Exhumed. I own every Exhumed record. Big Exhumed fan. So yeah, I mean, I definitely love them. But favorite as a whole, ones I mentioned, as far as Carcass clones, worship bands, or whatever you want to put, influence bands. So that's it for this one, Devils. Comments, questions, concerns, you know what to fucking do. Put in the goddamn comments box. I'll see you later.